Hello, and welcome back to Mr. Gill. Playing Minecraft, been on YouTube to be honest, making a video for the first time in 6 months, 7 months, I don't know. It has been an age indeed. Not for any concerning factors other than just busy with work, busy with life, busy with moving houses and all of that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I've always been playing, as I always do. And this is just a little bit of a Minecraft world tour, a little bit of a friendly chat, a little bit of a check-in, a little bit of a how are you? Are you okay? What's up? Sort of situation. So where do we begin? This is my world. I've been playing for about a year. I think I put a video up about a year ago when we started it. I don't know how. I'm not going to go back and check, but yeah, there was something there for sure. Little starter house, and then there were these two little villages that were kind of separated by this gorge, which we kind of connected up, built lots of farms, kept it in the villagey style. Didn't try and reinvent the box, so to speak. Everything's kind of there. It's nice, just a little bit more decorated. Things that I like to do, it's called enhancing the terrain. I like to call it natural enhancement, not kind of tearing things down and building them back up, but just adding. I got a couple of villages in there, one with a mending trade, one with an unbreaking. They're pretty useless, but you know, they are what they are. And I just kind of extended this, all the walkways, put some farms in, added a couple of houses, little palisade, I don't know, nice little bridge. I think I'm going to fill this full of water. And then over here, kind of extended it out, joined up these two original villages, and then created what I call the vineyard over on this side. So just loads of these kind of cherries. This is, I think, when the pale ale the pale wood I must be thirsty. When the pale ale came, yum. But when the pale wood stuff, I think I created this vineyard. It also works very good as an Enderman trap, which is a massive issue for me because I haven't installed the little data pack or whatever that gets rid of Enderman. But that's as it is. That's nice. Then we have the little mob farm. Then around here, this is where we kind of started, gave ourselves a little bit of wheat. I trapped some cows in here, etc. But our kind of area comes, down from that front door space, which is just there. Down here, we use this as initial storage. Now it's a kind of like random storage. We had a little enchanting thing here. I did have gorgeous netherite everything, but I've just checked on 1.2, and then came back to Optifine 1.2, 1.4, and seem to have lost all my gear. So that's fine, I'll have to find some more. We have our crazy weird storage room. Effectively, there's a chest up there. These kind of conduits take bulk stuff. So it's bulk wood products, bulk things I use on a daily basis, bulk blocks that I always kind of use. And then we have kind of more manual storage. These blocks I use almost daily. These blocks I use almost daily. And we've got a couple of little chests here and here. These guys lead down to more filters that store all of my ores, and then over here where we store all of our nuggets. Then we've got various rooms stretching out everywhere, and this is a very inefficient random system, but I love it. I absolutely adore it. I just have to remember where to put everything. This one, for instance, is all of the things that are to do with mine carts. This one is all of the things that are to do with the sea. There we go, all the things to do with the sea. We come up here, I've got some random block storage, some random item storage. I think if we go down this way, there's all my ice things are stored there. Icy cold stuff, so to speak. Over this way, we've got some netherite things, not netherite, but nether blocks stored here and here. And all of these kind of things either filter through, one barrel or chest up here, or I go and manually do them. I think this is the one for quartz, this is the one for the cold stuff. In here we've got a super cool wood room. I like this room. It's just wood. I like it because when I'm making something, I kind of come here and go, which trapdoor would I like to use, etc. Something like that, which is kind of nice. But yeah, kind of inefficient storage, but it is what it is. And then over here, more wood products, things that I use a lot, stairs and slabs. Copper is over here. And there's a bunch of other, I think, we have all of the, down here is the other wood types. And then down here, this is exotic mob drops, so different ones. And then here are all the colors. So this is all of the terracottas. What's down here? Oh yeah, some food stuffs. I don't know, I can't remember. I put everything anywhere. So all of the terracottas, all of the dyes, all of the concrete powder, all of the concrete, and you'll see there's walkways and things, and then other ways up and down. This then leads to other places, you know, little kind of corridors and secret passageways, so to speak, and then all of the glass, colored glass as well. And that all ends here with just a kind of random situation there. And we should be able to go up. Boink. Where are we? Cool. And then, oh yeah, here we are. We're back where that copper was, just here. So just a very organic storage area. Just kind of grown out of how I use things. You know, a lot of these things were kind of, all these chests were kind of put in empty until I started going, you know what, I need gunpowder a lot. Let's put it here, sort of situation. But then let's just roll up the back here, and this is a lot of the initial stuff I built. So one of these thingies to get us lots of pumpkins and stuff for trading, and that's all there. Got a little automatic chest situation, which just ticks over and makes a chest like every 10 minutes or something like that. Out of the bamboo and stuff. And then over here, like dripstone, that's for the little glow moss thing. Got a little enchanting area, not enchanting, brewing area up here. And then over here we've got some the vine leaves, or whatever they're called, the vines, the kelp, more of these things to make bone meal, which I don't really need anymore. I've got the mob farm over there, makes enough things. Chicken farm, sheep and wool up there, all kind of just organically built on top of each other, kind of jumbled very close together, kind of like again, making use of the existing hills. You know, not a lot of stuff was taken out, you know, obviously digging in a little bit, but it was a kind of open area like this, and I've just kind of slotted things in where they fitted, so to speak. Up there, I think that's a moss farm. And then it kind of comes up here and peters out a little bit at the top of this hill, which we're trying and going to connect up to here, which is where we're connecting up various other things. So this is a, what was that? Oh, that's him. This is a lovely railway I've just built within the last month or so. And effectively, it's going to go all the way over to an area where I want to build our mines. We don't do a lot of mining anymore. Been playing this world for a while. Don't necessarily need to mine. I've got all the diamonds I think I could use. Can always use a bit more iron, but otherwise, in general, okay. But I wanted to have a place, dedicated space for mining. So I was like, let's go over there where it's nice. So then I built this kind of bridge, and then I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we can see this little kind of thing. I don't know what it is, a wall. I just wanted to build it and put chocolate on the sides. And then a nice bridge over the ice. You can see how long we've been here. Look at all this. This is all the Endermen. See them everywhere. Yeah, absolutely shocking. We won't go on the railway because it's kind of nicer to be outside it, to be honest. But it's just still a little bit of a work in progress. There's some missing lamps and things like that every so often. But it kind of comes up, shoots over here across this ice biome, which I have an idea to kind of terraform. Goes through the hill a little bit, comes out here, all the way over here. It actually goes underwater down there, and then comes up over here, which is where our mines are going to be. They are not there yet, but that's where they're going to be. It's all about trying to connect kind of every little area with ways that are other than Elytra, so to speak. This little station here, so to speak, kind of catches down here. You can take a little walkway down, and you come to an area where I've been chopping down pale owls, pale oaks, and then it comes up the hill over here and leads to this area where I chop down the cherry beers, the cherry trees over here in this little kind of cute little area, my cherry tree chopping thing, and that actually joins up as well. There's a tunnel that joins up to another station on the side of the railway there. So again, giving ourselves these kind of vistas and various areas. You know, you wouldn't from inside the railway know about this, but you walk through this tunnel and suddenly you've got this open thing here. This then leads down to this nice little kind of cascading ponds. I think I have to work a little bit more on that. And then we can see this lovely walkway through the kind of meadows all the way over, and we could see our attention is gained, is diverted by these lights over there. And look at that church over there. The church is actually just a standard village church. I left it there just because it looks cool in the distance. I like it. Took the rest of the village down. Now those guys are going to kill me, but that's fine. We'll just follow this path over. And over here we've got what was actually my initial, where I first found sheep. So I was hanging out here a bit, chopping some wool or whatever it is, and then I was like, oh, I should plant some birch so I can get some of these beehives. So then I kind of planted birch here, and then organically this area kind of grew out, and it became a place where I just come and do a bit of tree chopping, mostly birch, but also I put some oak over there and some acacia over there as well. And then I kept some chickens and stuff here. Crap, what was that? Oh well, I don't need chickens or lamb anymore. But it's just here. This then kind of led me to use this area over here, which is the dry riverbed area, because I wanted to build a squid farm, which is there. And then I was like, well, this small little river area is great to take out, so I kind of pulled that all out, all the water out, and created this kind of dry river biome, which I think works. It's a little bit busy, but I wanted to give the indication that some of it's still kind of muddy and some of it's still kind of dry. Trying to keep like steeper hills dry, muddier, I don't know. I had some ideas as I was doing it, but I think it looks kind of nice. And again, just joining up these areas, everything's kind of joined by these simple paths, and then using a bit of bone meal, a couple of trees. Outside of the chopping area, we head off in the distance over here, which is just a little lookout point. But it's placed here because ideally, it's a nice vista over here, but also back over there, the cherry biome where we do the cherry chopping is just there. The pale oaks are over there. So it's kind of like if you're standing on that mountain there, you can see this bit here, and over there is going to be another focal point. From here, we kind of come over here, and this is our entrance to the stronghold. Again, not really a style of building here. I just kind of went, hey, let's build a kind of giant thingy that goes down like I saw. Ow! I nearly died. And I nearly died very close to that lava. That's alright. Got a stronghold thingy here. And then over here we have a tunnel, which we're not going to go on because I lost my boots, don't I? And I can't use soul sand speed. So this tunnel leads all the way over to our Guardian farm, which we can see in a second if we can get out of here. You'll see the tunnel underwater, bits of it coming out of the ground, and there we go over to the Guardian farm, which does its job. I wanted a load of the lights from the Guardian farm and sea lanterns, and that's what I got. It's a nice little Guardian farm, works really well. Nice kind of design. Ow, okay. Not very good at flying or seeing light green glass in the dark. Over here we've got a little village. I don't know why I built this. I think I built this purely because I wanted another vantage point to look at that. And while I was there, I wanted the vantage point to look over here. I think it's going to be a pirate's village. It's not very decorated interiors yet, but just a little building style I thought worked quite well. Just kind of like different types of wood and then different types of blocks. But there's nothing really in here yet. So I should return to this village at some point and make it something. Oh, nearly fell off. So that's kind of the world as we have it. What I'd like to do is kind of get back to making YouTube videos again. It's been at least 2 to 3 years, maybe 3.5. It was kind of middle of COVID when I was doing it a little bit more often in Sweden, and then when I came back to Australia I did it a bit more, but then I started working, and I love my work, and I do it well, and I do it hard, to be honest. I work a lot. I put a lot of effort into it, so it means that less time for kind of putting that same energy into videos, but it is why couldn't I land on that? It's definitely something I want to be doing a little bit more of, and I think to begin with we're just going to try. Oh my god, why did I? This is why. Oh my lord, I'm not very good at Minecraft, I'll tell you that. Not very good at Minecraft. But yeah, definitely want to be putting out another video or so, maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. Mostly a little bit of Minecraft. I'm definitely, still playing games like this, like Transport Fever, Tiny Glade. I still play a little bit. Not many other mobile games around. I do play a couple, but none of them that I feel justify making a series of videos on. But if that changes, I'll make one. But it's just kind of like doing this again is a little bit of a, not creative outlet, a tiny bit of a creative outlet. It's something different from work. It's something different from work. It's something different from finishing work and popping by the pub to see some mates and have a beer. It's something different from cooking dinner and doing the laundry and all that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit outside of my normal routine, and I'd like to kind of incorporate it back into my normal routine because I think, I don't want to settle for being just, this is what I do every day. I want to kind of do things differently, so to speak. And also, I do have a couple of major life projects planned for the next 3 years in terms of some kind of expeditions and travel and stuff like that I eventually want to, maybe put in some way on this channel as well. So it's good to kind of get that started, get into the routine of talking about things again. So I hope you enjoyed this little world tour. What we're going to be doing, I think I'll probably make a video on this. I'm currently just started working on contouring this ground here. You can see I've kind of contour around here, just getting up to this bit here. And we're going to use all the new blocks that are coming out in 1.20, 1.5. There's like leaf litter, there's some new flowers, there's some new bushes, there's some new firefly bushes or something like that, and we're just gonna get this area up to scratch so it's not just plain old boring grass and hill, so to speak. I've got a whole bunch of resources piled up here, lots of things and lots of bone meals and all that kind of stuff. So I think over the next week or so I'll just film snippets of me getting this done, and then hopefully we can have a final view, and then we can work on our next major project, which is going to be redefining the ice spikes biome. I feel like it's a bit boring, but every time I look at every time I look at these things, I see houses. If you know what I mean, I just see houses. Imagine that was like it's a door, some windows, some windows there, more windows, etc. So I see a ready-built house, so to speak, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting, a little house. I wouldn't mind a little house in the ice. So then I'm thinking, how do we, if we go like that, how do we then make this kind of area into that? Oh, my pick is far too strong for this. Yeah, that's a damn house. You know what I mean? Yeah, but then, we need to then replace this because snow is annoying and boring. We'll have some snow, but I'm thinking like grey moss or something like that could be good as the kind of in-between. And we could have, all of these could be hundreds and hundreds of houses. This one we'd get rid of for sure. It looks like a penis. Like so. Anyway, just wanted to pop back in and say hi. Show you a little bit of what I've been playing and doing. I hope everybody is well. I'm sure I've lost thousands of subscribers. I don't really remember how many I had or keep count, but I'm sure there's still few around who remember. I think one of the first videos I posted to YouTube was Minecraft, like 2016. I think it was 2016 or earlier or later. I can't remember. Maybe earlier. Could have been earlier. I have no idea. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see. If you want to, I definitely want to play a bit of Transport Fever, I think. A little bit of my job now, still I work with wine and wine retail, but a little bit is also involved in the logistics of moving loads of boxes of wine around. And it's it's kind of like your life is a little bit full circle, so sometimes, I've always been interested in that kind of planes, trains, and automobiles. Maybe not automobiles as much, but that kind of logistics and moving things. Oh boy, what was that? Okay, I'm fine. Everybody don't worry, I'm fine. Now I seem to, in my later years, seem to be involved in that again, kind of like how do we move things from here, you know, how do we put things on a shelf, etc. Anyway, I'm rambling. Ladies and gents, thanks so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye.